All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful, absolutely beautiful Friday morning. I got some black coffee right here, and I love it. I love black coffee in the morning. Guys, some interesting thing happened with the thumbnail of this video. I don't know if the thumbnail is actually there or if it's the weird thumbnail from yesterday's course. And guys, let me know how the video is. Let me know if there's any lag. Um, Let me know if there's any lag. What's going on, Dirk and Surjit? Guys, let me know if the video's lagging here. Oh, don't FOMO into a long. Don't FOMO into a long. That's not the way to do it. That is not the way to do it. Cool, cool. Everything is looking good. Everything is looking good. Happy Friday, everybody. May God bless all of you in the name of Jesus, our Messiah. I hope everyone is blessed. I hope everyone's doing good. So guys, we have a lot of stuff to go over today. I just wanted to do a quick little Friday stream. If everybody could FOMO into the like button, that would be great. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Tesla just bought $3.5 billion in Jason Casper like button and is planning to accept it as a payment. So, you know, Coinbase just started supporting my like button. Now we've got Tesla buying my like button. And also, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm in other news. I've been named the Fauci of Market Cipher by Flopping Groper. Now, I don't know if people have seen that, but this is some significant stuff, guys. This is some significant stuff. Speaking of significance, we have some interesting things forming on the Bitcoin chart right now. So, let's check it out. We have been trading. Let me remove Wolfpack for a second here. We have been trading for a long time within this channel, and we've kind of been watching this channel form here. All the way back since the beginning of January, we bounced off this resistance, we came down, hit this support, and we noticed that we're kind of always coming back and hitting this middle line right here, this middle line, which is kind of forming almost like a little support and resistance level in the middle, right? And it's pretty interesting how we came up and we bounced off this little triangle shape that's forming here, and we also hit this resistance perfectly. So I've been keeping my eye on this pattern here, this triangle pattern here, and it looks like we might be expecting some kind of breakout from this pattern. Now, the first thing that I notice is this. On Market Cipher B, we can actually draw a very similar pattern happening right here. In fact, I mean, technically, we could bring it back from all the way right here and kind of do this, but more accurately, I would say just like this right here. And so what it looks like to me is that both momentum and price are kind of coiling up, and perhaps we can wait and see if there's a breakout. Now, if anybody has been around my channel for some time, you know that I have a video about how to trade patterns and win every pattern breakout. And the way you do that is you look at the pattern as it's forming, and then you watch Market Cipher so that you can tell in advance which way the momentum is going to go. So when we get up to this resistance, or when we come down to this support, we can kind of see, okay, is price going to break through this resistance, or is it going to break down below this support? And then if we do break out of this, if we break to the upside, you know, obviously I would expect it. I would expect it to come up and break through this middle resistance. And the reason why is because we've been trying to break through that resistance for a long time, right? We tried to break through it right here, again, right here, and then again right here. So 4 times is a charm. Don't people say that 4 times is a charm? If you're testing something 4 times, on the 4th time, you take a test. You better pass that test. But at the same time, we could reject off this and come all the way back down to 0. So I'm just keeping my eye on this. And if we come over to my other chart here, where I have all my levels marked out, right? Because I like to look, by the way, you know, right now, just so you guys are aware, the 4-hour, 24-minute strategy, if you entered long here, we were printing a 4-hour dot, and then very soon after we started printing that, we also started printing a green dot right here on the 24-minute, and the money flow crossed over, and Wolfpack ID confirmed. So I'm sure a lot of people entered long here based on the 424 strategy. And if we check it out, we actually would be up about 1% right now. And it looks like we're in the middle of a pump. We've got a lot of clusters of these golden diamonds right here. I actually did enter long here. And it was a little shaky, right? It was a little shaky. I'm not going to lie, guys. It was a little shaky. But currently, we're in profit. And that's the thing. The 424, it seems to at least, well, I don't want to say it guarantees that we're going to be in profit, but there is a very high chance that we will end up in profit trading this strategy. And look at this. This is cool, guys. This is a live stream, and we're seeing it in action, right? We're seeing the 4-hour, 24-minute strategy play out. And let's see this next resistance we have way up here. Kind of just coincides with this triangle, this triangle right here. It's another 1-hour resistance right up there. Let's zoom out. Let's turn off Wolfpack. Let's just keep our Market Cipher on. Okay. And yeah, I like the look of this, guys. I like the look of this. If we look at Market Cipher A, we've got a blue triangle, which signifies a reversal of this trend here. We've got a green dot, okay, which I don't know about the green dots, guys. I don't know how I feel about them. But I will say these clusters of yellow diamonds here, they really do kind of signify a continuation of the current uptrend, especially when they're in clusters like that. So yeah, this is an interesting trade going on right here. And I have my phone here with my Bybit pulled up in case I need to do something. But yeah, we just confirmed this green dot on the 4-hour, and it's looking pretty good with this next candle. We're 2 minutes in. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. This is pretty exciting. So I'm gonna zoom out here, and let's just take a look at our levels. So we were following, as many of you know, on this channel. Well, let's go to the 4-hour. Wow. 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 What is going on with my chart here, guys? So we were following, I can't believe it's been a whole week, y'all. We were following this cup and handle pattern where we had our handle, we had our nice cup, right? And then we came up right here to the neckline. We had the weekend fake out, right? And then it looks like, guys, it looks like, you know, we got a very clean bounce off of this 4-hour support, and again off this daily support. And I mean, I don't know, this whole week Bitcoin's been, it's been acting strange, right? Even though it's been acting strange and there hasn't been a lot of volume, there has not been a lot of volatility, we can still clearly see that we are printing higher lows, right? Higher lows and higher highs. We got a higher high right here. This was our first high. So it's looking pretty good, guys. Like we're in that uptrend, and you know, I feel that once we break above this resistance level right here, because this is a daily / weekly level that we're coming up to again, we're going to retest it. We could see a big move to the upside, but here's the thing to keep in mind. We're coming up again to a weekend. We're coming up again to a weekend. So, man, these dang weekends. So these are really the levels, guys, that I like to trade. So the way I like to trade is I look at my support and resistance levels, I look at patterns, trend lines, and then I find confluence with Market Cipher. Confluence with Market Cipher, right? So what am I looking for? Well, if we're coming to the top of this triangle, and I think we're going to have a breakout, what I would like to look for is, okay, what is Market Cipher telling us about the momentum that we have going on here? Well, right now, Market Cipher is telling us that on the 4-hour, we have upward momentum, right? We see a very clear direction right here, right? A very clear direction. And again, when we're looking at Market Cipher, we're not just looking for dots. We're not just looking for waves. We're going to look at this thing as a whole structure. And, we're going to see what is the general direction. What is the general direction? Well, we saw direction come down and come back up and then down. Now it looks like we're coming back up, right? We can draw on the top two and see that we came up and then down, and now it looks like we're coming back up, right? So we can anticipate, where is this wave going to cross? Where is this wave going to cross? Now, one of the ways we can anticipate this is by zooming in on the wave and looking at the separation between the light blue and the dark blue. The light blue and the dark blue. If we have a lot of separation here, that means we have a lot of strength in this upward direction, okay? And we can also look at our VWAP, okay? The old Wapinator, okay? I call it the Wapinator. The Wapinator, if this thing is pointed up like this, then that's awesome, right? Like right here, when the WAP pointed way up like that, that's a strong WAP. A strong WAP with a lot of separation between the waves. That's good, that's what we want. If we have a weak WAP, like right here, we don't have that much strength. Right now, the WAP is looking good. The separation is looking good. We've confirmed on the 4-hour and the 24-minute. Things are looking pretty good. Now, here we're coming up to test. We are coming up to test this resistance right now. We're coming up to test it. We're getting some reaction here. We're getting some reaction as we come up to test this resistance. Now again, the reason why. Now there's a lot of things to keep in mind here. Let me go back to this other chart here. Wow. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at this. Yeah, look at this, guys. The 4-hour, 24-minute strategy. The 4-hour, 24-minute strategy. As I got my alert. It woke me up early in the morning. We got in right here. And wow, look at this. Look at this. We are up right now 1.4%. Man, we are really raking in the dough over here. 1.4%. That's crazy. Yeah, let's see what happens. Honestly, let's see what happens. I should keep my eyes on the lower time frame right now, just to see, are we losing steam as we come up and test this resistance, right? Because historically, we come up, we get rejected. We come up, we get rejected. We come up. Let's see what's going to happen here. We're looking pretty good even on these lower time frames. Yeah, the 7-minute is looking strong. Even though we're getting a reaction here, the 7 minutes looking good. Even the 5 minutes looking pretty good, guys. We have a lot of separation here. And the 5-minute, look at this. Look at this clear direction. Whoop. Yeah. It's looking nice. Let's go into the chat real quick. What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Guys, FOMO into the like button. We have almost 300 viewers and only 100 likes. And I don't know if you guys saw the news, but Tesla is buying up the Jason Casper like button. Some pretty big things happening here, y'all. Yeah, are we breaking out right now? This is pretty cool. Jeffrey Hackett, did you miss your entry? Yeah, unfortunately, Jeffrey, if you are trading the 4 hour, 24-minute strategy, then yes. And guys, it was really interesting. In yesterday's live stream, we were looking at um, trading the 50-minute and the 5-minute time frame. And I was noticing that we were getting some really good entries. Let's just take a look at the 50-minute and 5-minute time frame right here. What were we saying? We were saying if we get a double bottom on the 5-minute time frame, and then we print a trigger wave or a cluster of trigger waves as well, then what would we do? We would enter on a money flow crossover on the 5-minute, and we could get some pretty good entries that way. So if we get a double bottom and then we get a cluster of trigger waves, we would enter the money flow crossover on the 5-minute, and it seems to be, as I'm backtesting this, guys, it seems to be a pretty good strategy to trade on these lower time frames here, because we could have gotten a nice 7% right there. And we could have entered the bottom of the move kind of on the 5-minute time frame right here, but the problem is there was really no way to get an initial confirmation on the 50-minute. But I'm still working on comparing the 50-minute and the 5-minute. I'm trying to backtest a strategy that really works well for finding these good entries, because there's something here. And you guys know that I do I'm really into dividing by 10, right? So the 50-minute divided by 10 is 5. That's why I do the 4-hour and the 24-minute. So yeah, we're definitely getting a reaction here. We're definitely getting a reaction right here. Yeah, let's see if we can break through this. Let's go back down to the lower time frames, and looks like we're getting some. Looks like we're about to cross over on these lower time frames. Anthea was working on a 55 strategy based on the 424. Yeah, guys, one of the things you can do if you're looking for a strategy is simply just check out some time frames, some larger time frames, divide the number of minutes by 10, and then look for, I mean, if you guys saw the stream yesterday, that's really where I lay out how you can come up with a strategy, backtest this thing. But man, isn't it amazing how we draw this pattern and we're just perfectly coming up and getting a reaction off this trend line. It is perfect. And honestly, guys, I have a good feeling about this just simply because of this 4-hour wave right here. So I'm really going to be keeping my eyes on this, but honestly, I did take a little profit out just now because yeah, we're coming up to a resistance, and I know that this thing is going to break out. It's either going to break out up or down, right? And if we do break out down, we could come back down. We would come back down and test this trend line right here, which is also this trend line where we would come back down is basically the same level that I've been thinking we're going to come back down to for a whole week. But we will have to wait and see. Yeah, look at this too. This is why it's so good to draw on your charts and just figure out as many levels as possible. So look at this. We're getting a nice rejection off of this key daily resistance level. And this daily resistance level lines up perfectly with this trend line. So we have so much confluence right here. We have a lot of confluence. meaning we have things that are lining up together. We're coming up to a resistance daily level. We're coming up to a triangle trend line. And this is where we need to look at Market Cipher and decide, okay, are we going to break out or are we going to get rejected? And this is where we come down to our lower time frames and kind of see what's going on. So on the 24-minute, it still seems pretty good. It still seems pretty good, right? We had a bottom. We had a money flow crossover. It's been a little shaky here, printing red, green, red, green. Let's go down to the 18-minute. Now the 18-minute, we have a huge volume spike right here. Well, it's not that huge, but we do have a significant amount of volume here. So, you know, there's definitely a lot of liquidity happening, a lot of trading going on. Still have a lot of separation between the waves. It's looking like we could really break out of this. All right, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Igor Camille says, "Hey Jason, do you think it's a good idea to long when breaking significant Fibonacci resistant levels in general?" Well, here's what I think. Let's pull up our chart here, and let's just draw Fibonacci on here from our swing low to our swing high, because it really depends on what Market Cipher is telling you. It really depends on what Market Cipher is telling you. So let's just take it from this swing low to this swing high up here. We'll pull our fib, pull it out, swing low, swing high. And let's take a look at when we broke out of the 236 level. The 236 level. Now, here's something I want to just show you guys. When we're pulling our fibs, when we're drawing our trend lines, you know, it's important to look for things that line up. Like I had drawn this nice little support and resistance line just to show that while we're trading in this triangle, it was acting as resistance. Here, it was acting as resistance here. Now it's acting as support. It just so happens to be the 23.6% of this whole move up as well. So we have like a perfect lineup between a Fibonacci level and just a resistance level that we drew by with our eye. Now, when we came up here, right, when we came up to this Fibonacci level, we got a huge rejection off of it. Now, if we go back down to our lower time frames, right, we can see that the first time we came up to this fib level, which was right here, on the lower time frames, on our 24-minute time frame, we were printing a red trigger wave right at the top. So we could assume we should not long this resistance. And the reason we shouldn't long, even though we still had upward momentum on the 4-hour, our 24-minute was telling us, no, we should not long this. The money flow is in the red. We're printing a red trigger wave at the top here. The next time we come up to this same resistance right here, we literally are getting a money flow crossover from red into green. We've just printed a double bottom on the 24-minute, and we're getting this upward momentum. And if we go to the 4-hour, and we can look and see exactly what was happening on the 4-hour when we finally broke out of this fib level, we were printing we were in the process of printing this green dot. So that's how you would determine whether or not to long a Fibonacci level, or any resistance for that matter, or any resistance. And honestly, sometimes, it depends on your trading style. It depends on how much risk you're willing to take. It depends on your strategy and your confirmations. But the thing is, y'all, some people would not long here, even though we have upward momentum. Some people would not long unless we break above this and still have upward momentum. Like if we had a similar thing happen right here, But this time we have the momentum in our favor, then people would long once we break this trend line. Because that's typically how you would trade a pattern breakout. But it's not necessarily a bad idea if you feel that we have the momentum and if Market Cipher is giving you your confirmations, it's not necessarily a bad idea to long before you break out of the pattern. So there's a lot of ways to do it. And trading really is kind of an art. It kind of is an art. You know, it is interesting, y'all. I know this is more of a chill live stream. This is more of a chill live stream. CryptoFace is streaming, and I am just kind of on here. Don't really have a plan for this stream. Just kind of chilling out. A Friday chill sesh. A Friday chill sesh. It's interesting right now that the exact price we're at is like a support and resistance level. A support and resistance level. Very interesting. So guys, when you're looking at your charts, when you're just analyzing the charts, always be drawing lines, always be drawing trend lines, always be drawing support and resistance lines. Try and find patterns, try and see what price is doing, try and find areas where you can have a reference point. Like if I am drawing a level right here, well, I can see historically that this was a sticking point. So, you know, if we do break above this level, that gives me a little bit more confidence, right? A little bit more confidence. It is a very chill Friday. A very chill Friday. Are you guys feeling chill on this chill Friday? Captain Coconuts. Shout out to Captain Coconuts. I was talking to Captain Coconuts in CryptoFace's stream earlier this morning. Captain Coconuts, is that the 58660 level? What do you mean? John Wick is chill. Quan Gamer is chill. That's cool, guys. I'm feeling chill today too. I stayed up way too late last night. Chris, yeah, I am in a long. Okay, so I entered based on my 4-hour, 24-minute strategy earlier today. And looks like, guys, on the lower time frames now, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Wait for this to cool off, and then maybe then we can get the steam to break out of this. But yeah, I'm currently in a long. So guys, what I did was, let me pull up my 24-minute chart and my 4-hour chart. I like to put the bigger time frame on the right and the smaller time frame on the left. I think the reason is because I really like the Hebrew language, and you read that right to left. So when we started printing this green dot right here, I got an alert on my phone. It woke me up way too early, right before the rooster even started crowing. And then when we got this money flow crossover and a green trigger wave at the exact same time on the 24-minute, and I saw this nice direction here, that is when I entered, because we really have a really nice direction here and here. So I entered right here at around, it wasn't exact because, you know, my order had to get filled, around 58,284, and we're currently up 1.3%. And I took a little profit out as we're coming and testing this triangle, because I don't know, guys, like, you know, are we officially in the apex of this triangle yet? I don't know. Is this, some people are looking at this as a diamond pattern. You know, obviously when we break out of this thing, there's a number of directions we could go. It's looking pretty strong though, guys, to be honest with you. It's looking really strong, like we're going to break out. But, you know, we definitely have the momentum in our favor. We definitely have the momentum in our favor. And if we do break out of this thing, obviously the first sticking point that we're going to get to is this middle trend line right here, which would be like 60,600. And honestly, guys, if we can break above that, I mean, if we're just trading in this channel, right here, then we're looking at a new all-time high. That's my opinion. We're looking at a new all-time high. The problem is, guys, we're coming up to a weekend again. So, man, Bitcoin is like has been messing with us. You know what Bitcoin is like right now? It's like Bitcoin is like on one of those downtown streets where there's like a traffic light every block. And you know how sometimes you get in the weird like you're the way that you timed your drives where you hit every single red light. You just hit every single red light. That's kind of what I feel like is happening now with Bitcoin because of what happened last weekend. We had this cup and handle thing going on. We came up to the exact no, I'm sorry. We had this cup and handle thing going on here, right? And then we came up to this area. Wait, I'm wrong, guys. I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. Sorry, we had this cup and handle right here. Sorry. And then we came up here and then over the weekend we had this breakout, and they're just how the weekends are. Then we had to dump. And now it looks like we're coming back up to the place where we might want to like break out of this again. And yeah, isn't that interesting, y'all? It's so interesting. To watch what price is doing right now. Because the reason I think this is so interesting is because really we are right about at that place right here where we should be expecting the cup and handle to break out anyway. If this is still a valid cup and handle, it looks pretty valid still because we have this, we come up here, then we come down here, and now yeah, I think we can do this breakout, guys. I think we can. What a chill sesh, a chill Friday breakout sesh. 4 hours looking good. The 24-minute is looking strong. Let's go to the 12-minute. 12-minute is looking kind of good too. Came up above this this little support, and it looks like we're getting a nice. We retested it, right? These are on small time frames, but let us see what happens. Yeah, so we're getting some downward momentum on these lower time frames here. But even though we're trading kind of sideways, which is a good sign. Like on the lower time frames, when we have that downward momentum and we're trading sideways, that's a good sign. And the 3-minute has already confirmed bullish again. So really the way these things kind of work is, the lower things start being visible on the lower time frames, and it's like a wave, right? They work their way down through the larger time frames. And that's why it can be so difficult for people who are new to Market Cipher to understand how to use different time frames, because not only do things start on the 3-minute and then they're visible on the 5 and the 6 and the 7 and goes all the way down, but it's a constant pattern. So things that are finishing on the high time frames are then starting on the lower time frames, and it's constantly going through this cycle. So that's why it's so important to find, the environmental time frame and the execution time frame, because it clears out all the noise. And then we have our 2 time frames right now that we're looking at that are giving us, these are our orientation reference point time frames, and then from here we can scale down to see what's happening, right? We can go down to the 3-minute and see, okay, we were getting a little slowdown. It's clear that we're getting a reaction off this trend line. It's clear that we're getting a reaction off of this daily resistance level. But we can see what's happening when we zoom in, and this 3 minutes confirming bullish again, which means, pretty soon this 5 minutes is going to confirm bullish again. And our higher time frames are still telling us we have a lot of, momentum in our favor. So we're just sitting here and waiting. during this chill sesh. Yeah, Mark Garrett says the money volume sucks. Yeah, volume is not that great. However, we can see if we turn on just a regular old volume indicator that we are getting a spike, right? We're getting somewhat of a spike, right here, right? We can see a spike in the volume. Yeah. John Wick, how did my phone alert me? Yes, my phone alerted me by the TradingView app. So yeah, let us see what happens. Yeah, compared to the last time we tested this, volume is super weak. But you guys know how Bitcoin tends to move sometimes, right? I mean, like down here, back here, when we got this pumptastic pump, right? That came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. Volume was low, and then all of a sudden, boom, right? So volume is not always the best indicator of how Bitcoin price will move. Yeah, not always. But I'm really hoping, guys, I'm hoping we can break through these resistances here. If we can, before the weekend, I think that would be really, really good for Bitcoin. That would be awesome. Guys, I will be right back. I have to attend to some business. Give me 1 minute. 60 seconds. Things are looking good, guys. I'm optimistic on life. B-Rad on crypto. Can you set an alert on Market Cipher? Yeah, I had to go do a quick deadlift, y'all. Yeah, you can set an alert on Market Cipher. The way you do that is you just right-click Market Cipher, then you click Add Alert on Market Cipher, and then right here, you choose what you want. Do you want a small green dot, a small red dot, a big green dot? Click small red dot. You can choose different options. Only once means as soon as that dot starts printing, you'll get an alert. Once per bar close means you won't get the alert until the candle has confirmed. Yeah. Guys, FOMO into the like button, y'all. We got a lot of people in here and only half have liked the video. Aram wants to know, what would be my best strategy if I'm just starting out and only have 500? Aram, if you are just starting out and you only have 500, what I would do is I would focus on learning how to trade. I wouldn't focus on, if you're literally starting out just trading, my primary focus would be learning the skills that you need in order to be successful. Because here's the thing. Regardless of how much money you have when you're starting out, it's vital that you learn some basic technical analysis and that you study charts, that you come up with some strategies that you've back tested and that you know work. Because if not, you are going to find yourself, more likely than not, losing all your capital. And I know I've heard so many stories over and over, and myself included, people when we start out trading, the first few trades we enter, we get really lucky. I remember the first trade I ever entered. Okay? I entered a trade, I FOMO'd in to a giant green candlestick. This is before I used blue and purple, right? To a giant green candlestick, and it just kept going up. And I won the trade, and I felt really good and confident. I'm like, man, this is awesome. I just wait until I see a giant candlestick, and then I'll just enter. And that worked. That worked for like 2 or 3 trades, and I felt like a boss. And then I was training myself to be a professional FOMO trader. And that only works for so long, guys, before you're going to start finding yourself in some serious losses. So I would recommend, if you're totally new, learn how to trade. You don't have to take my course, right? But I do offer a course where I go over everything from how to read a chart, everything you need to know about technical analysis, and then we spend a whole entire 3 sessions on Market Cipher. We just started our first Market Cipher session yesterday. And we go into shorting, longing, risk management, how to manage a trade, laddering in, scaling out, taking profit, doing stop losses. But the goal of this course is to teach you how to create your own strategy that works for your lifestyle, for your trading style, to give you the confidence that you need so that you don't have to worry about, what I am doing, what CryptoFace is doing. You don't have to worry about FOMOing in and out of trades. You can just be confident in your own decisions and know what you're going to do always. And that's the goal of the course. I want to equip people to have the knowledge and skills to be able to do this confidently and profitably. Right? That's what I would recommend to Ram. I know that might not be the answer you're looking for, but that's what I would recommend. And it doesn't have to be my course, guys, even though David Leo says it's the best course out there. Shout out to David Leo. Oh, cool. Aram's in the course. Yeah, Aram. Just focus on learning how to trade. And if you're going to start trading, trade with, if you have $500, it depends. Is this it depends on what situation you're in. Is this play money? Do you care if you lose this 500? Because what I would do is I would just enter trades and I would never risk more. Because you have such a small account, maybe you could risk a little bit more. I would never risk more than 5% of that 500. Meaning, if you're entering a trade and you're putting all 500 into the trade, make sure that your stop loss is 5%. That way, worst case scenario, you only lose 5% of your account. And then just learn how to trade. Practice strategies. Do a lot of back testing. Sorry, guys. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I lost internet for a second. Watch the stream from yesterday. I feel like, especially if you're new, this stream from yesterday, Market Cipher, how to find the best trades, step-by-step tutorial. This will really help you figure out how to back test a strategy and come up with a strategy that works for you. In my opinion, this is good content. If I was new to trading, I would want to see this. CryptoFace is live, guys. CryptoFace is live. You guys are live streaming CryptoFace on my live stream. Can I get penalized for that? Can I get penalized for that? I don't know. John is looking forward to the pre-recorded course. Yeah, right now I don't have any more live slots available. So if you sign up now, you're going to get the videos after they're recorded. ASAL, unfortunately, I do not have a 10% discount available. It ran out. So if CryptoFace wants to give me another one, that would be nice. Chris asks, do I set up alerts for when the dot prints or confirms? I set up alerts on the 4-hour for when the dot prints, and on the 24-minute, I like to set it up for confirm, just because then I get the alert early. Like a lot of times you might need to enter, like the trade that I'm in right now, right? I entered right here, but the 4-hour had not confirmed yet, and the 24-minute dot had not really confirmed yet either. You know, when I saw, you know, this green dot form here, it wasn't until here that we got the money flow crossover. But yeah, when I saw that we were printing a trigger wave here, when I saw that it looked like money flow was crossing over, Wolfpack ID gave me confirmation. You know, that's where I entered. So I don't always wait for the confirmations. I don't. And it really depends on how much you're willing to risk. It really depends. How long have I been consistently profitable trading? Consistently profitable for a while, but now it's much better than ever. And honestly, ever since I got Market Cipher, that was a huge game changer as well, because before I had Market Cipher, I was using other indicators with my technical analysis, and they simply just didn't have the same accuracy as Market Cipher. So now I'm super confident in my trading, and maybe overconfident. I don't know. John wants to know, Wolfpack ID, do you look for it to go up or down? When I'm looking to enter a long, I want to see Wolfpack ID has just crossed over or bounced off of the 0 line and given me like some kind of color change like this. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. Guys, this is a chill sesh right here. A super chill sesh. Shout out to Our Crypto Journey. Shout out to them. God bless you guys, Our Crypto Journey, in Jesus' name. Tim Rotnick asks, if I sign up for the course now, do I have access to the previous lessons? Yes. Yes. You will have lifetime access to all the videos if you sign up now. That's going to have to change soon in April, because I don't want things to get too big, and I'm going to have to make it a subscription thing. Otherwise, I won't be able to answer people's questions in there. I'm already having trouble answering questions in there. Is it a live course, video, virtual group discussions? So, Pauline, it is a live course, but I only wanted 50 people in there so that we could actually ask questions and not have, you know, a billion questions that I couldn't answer. So right now, if you sign up, you get the videos after they stream, the recordings, and then you can ask questions in the private Discord. So that's interesting. Mark Garrett loves the 4-hour 24-minute and crosses it with the 1-hour 10-minute. Interesting. Yeah, I've been messing around with the 1-hour 6-minute. The 1-hour 6-minute. So, guys, is the thumbnail for this video really as horrible as I think it is? Let me check that out here, because I tried to give this a good thumbnail. Oh yeah, okay, it's a good thumbnail. It's not a bad thumbnail. Yeah, CryptoFace still live. Man, maybe I should watch CryptoFace's live stream, because he's got the spider lines on. The next spider line is up here. We're going to come test that again. Got a nice bounce off this lower spider line. I need to learn how to do the spider lines, guys. I need to go back and rewatch his video, because yeah, Lar Storizzi, I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry, bro. Got a really good entry using the 4-hour 24-minute. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, guys. Absolutely. Is there a date for the course? The course is yeah. So we're doing 3 sessions a week. every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. It will be live streaming at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, GMT -4, because it's Eastern Daylight Time. And then we will be, believe it or not, of course you would believe it, after the live stream, we'll be posting the video in the private Discord for people to see. And it's actually, guys, join the Discord if you're not in, the free Discord at least, because there's a good community in there. A lot of cool peeps up in there. Elena wants to know, when do I take profits? I take profits when we come up to a resistance, right? So like I entered down here, right about here. Okay, so I rode this 4-hour candlestick up, and then when we got to this triangle resistance right here, this is where I took some profits out. And you can see, we are currently having not trouble, but we're having a reaction here. And what we're doing now is I'm waiting to see what Market Cipher is telling us. I'm hoping for a breakout, but that's the thing. What is going to happen here? I'm not sure. Like, I'm looking at the 4-hour, and then we just keep zooming in to see. What we're trying to do is predict what is going to happen, right? The 3-hour is still looking pretty good. We have a lot of separation in the waves. The 2 hours looking nice. 24-minute. We still have, it looks like the waves are starting to cross over here. We're just going to have to wait and see. 20-minute, see, we're starting to get some downward momentum. But on these lower time frames, we've still got, yeah, wow, yeah. So what's going to happen here is we're either going to have a little pullback, or we're going to trade sideways for a little before we regain the momentum to get through this pattern breakout. And if we don't get that momentum, then we might come down. And we see the volume here. It's not looking the best, but that's why we keep our eyes on Market Cipher. That's why we keep them on Market Cipher. And so that's the thing. When you're in a trade, take profit when you're in profit. Like I was not looking to enter into a swing long position here. I want to wait until we break the all-time high before I do that, before I enter into a swing trade where I'm holding it for multiple weeks. But right now, I'm just looking to enter a trade and take profit when I'm in profit, which is what I've done. So, the worst case scenario now, I am in profit. Best case scenario, we break out of this triangle, and if we break through these two resistances here, I think we're going to come back and test the all-time high. But it looks like, guys, this is the 4-hour time frame. We're getting a reaction off this resistance. It's a daily resistance, and it's also a triangle pattern with a trend line. So we got two things against us, but on the good side of that, we do have a cluster of golden diamonds on Market Cipher A, which tends to, not always, as you can see up here, tends to indicate that we are going to continue upward. So, not always. But we shall see what happens, guys. We shall see what happens. Yeah, and if we do get rejected off of here, look for another bounce down in these areas. Look for another bounce. Like if you're looking, for a long, obviously you want to make sure that we have confluence with Market Cipher, that we see clear direction with Market Cipher when we're entering into a trade, right? Like we saw when we entered into this long position here. We hit a bottom, and then we curved up. We see that direction. On the 4-hour, we had a bottom here. We curved up. We see that direction. We got the money flow cross right here. This was our entry. So if we come back down and we're testing, this support or even this triangle, look to see what Market Cipher is saying. It might be saying, hey, we're going to get a nice bounce off of here. So, yeah. David wants to know about leverage on David wants to know about leverage on long swing trades. I use very low leverage, either 1x, 2x the most, and that's what I recommend. That's what I recommend. Steve Mills, if CryptoFace gave out a code, I would not feel comfortable sharing that on this chat, right? If he wants me to have a discount, he will give me a discount. So I wouldn't want to do that to him. Tom Barnes, Jay, do you ever find that the 4-hour green dot unprints after an entry? Yeah, sometimes that can happen. That's why when we're looking for entries, it's all about balancing out the risk versus reward ratio. And like if you're entering before the dot confirms, then you are understanding the fact that, hey, this thing could unprint and I could end up in a loss. But what you really want to do, that's why we like look at multiple things, right? Like we see the clear direction, and so I see the clear direction, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go long. I feel like we still have more, right? We came down, we hit a bottom, and then to me, this is confirming that we haven't come to the bottom. And the 4-hour 24 strategy, guys, like you are going to miss part of the move. You are even going to miss some moves entirely, but the ones that you get into are guaranteed to give you the opportunity to be in profit, right? It doesn't mean you're going to be in profit because you could have entered here, you could have come up this whole way, and you could have no stop loss, you could have taken no profits when we come to these resistances. And honestly, sometimes, depending on how much time you have to look at the chart, that's another way you can decide whether or not you want to enter a trade. Like if you know that you're going to be at work all day and you can't like watch these things, then maybe don't enter until things confirm. Maybe don't enter until things confirm. But then once things confirm, make sure you still have all your confirmations. Make sure you still have all your conformations. TTL Crypto, what percentage of profit do I take at resistance points? Anywhere from 10% to 50%, to be honest with you. It depends on the trade, and it depends on how I'm, honestly, how I'm feeling about things. Like, right now, like, we're coming up to this triangle. Are we going to break out? I don't know. So, like, we might get rejected. So I took a significant amount of profit out of here. A significant amount of my position out right here. Because if anything, like let's say we get rejected off here, but then we start to see momentum come back. Like right now, obviously we're printing an RD on the 24. Wolfpack is looking weak right now, right? Wolfpack is looking weak. So what could happen is we come down here and print another green dot and shoot off, or we could like come way back down here. And so we don't know what's going to happen to price right now. Like it could just trade sideways for a little and then break out, but perhaps we could come down here and test this support, or come down here and test this before we actually break out. So it's like when we're wrapped up in these patterns, we're clearly we're coiling up. I mean, we're respecting this trend line, right? We got 1, 2, 3 touches to it. And then this trend line here, I mean, this is a historical trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 touches. So, that would help me to determine how much profit I take out, right? If we were not trading in this pattern, and if we were trading more in, let's look at this chart here. Like if we were bouncing off of this support right here, which I was hoping we would, right? Then I would take much less profit out at resistances, because I see we have much more upward potential. Like that's another thing too, guys. When you're looking at potential trades, the reason why we draw support and resistance is because we want to look at upward and downward potential. We want to look at upward and downward potential that price has to move. If we're confined to a pattern like this, we know that, okay, there's, especially in this triangle here, we have our immediate upward potential is to this trend line, and our immediate downward potential is to this trend line right here. And then our greater and lesser upward potentials are up to here and then down to here. So right now we're kind of in the middle, but we won't really have these clear targets set until we break out of this pattern, either upwards or downwards. So there's a lot of things to think about, and this is one of the reasons why I really enjoy those long swing trades, because when you get into something where, and honestly, this is looking good on the 4-hour, guys. This is looking good. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, right? Because we have this clear direction. We have a clear direction. But when we get into places like this, where things just look good, like in general, like this was shaky because of the bearish divergence, right? But when we have something like this, or when we have something like this, or even when we have something like this here, where we're just printing very little below the zero line in an uptrend, and you have so much confidence that we're going to keep just going up, that's where you can like relax and like, take maybe 10-25% of your profit out at the highs and then enter back in at the lows until you see some kind of divergence forming here, right? Like this thing, divergence, bearish divergence, and yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens. But this is an interesting little formation that we have here, right? An interesting little formation. We were expecting to test this line here, and if we had tested that line, it would have also been that juicy watermelon level that we'd like to talk about. That juicy watermelon level all the way down here. See, look, if we had tested the trend line, we would have come down to this 51.6K level, which would have been a really nice area to enter a trade, I'm telling you, because it was a really strong daily support. But it seems that this daily support up here around 55.8 is what held us, right? This support is what held us. And, now clearly we're printing higher lows off of here. So if the trend continues, right, I would say we're officially in an uptrend because we have the low, we have a higher low, we have a higher low. If we come up, even if we come back down and print a higher low, we're still in that upward trend. But before I feel comfortable entering into like a super swing long position, I just want to see that we're kind of breaking out of this low volume, low volatility kind of phase here. So yeah, let us see what shall happen. David Shoemaker, can you add an alert on Wolfpack ID? Yes, you can. In fact, somebody, shout out to Brett, if you're even watching this, just emailed me and told me how to do it. I forget exactly how, but I will address this later. Keith Hancock wants to know if I look at buy or sell orders on exchanges to predict where short-term support and resistance is going to occur. Yeah, buy and sell walls. Yeah, I do. Not as much as some people. I definitely think that's important, for sure. And I think it's a great way to find short-term support and resistance, sticking points, take profit levels. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. Alessandro, can we take a look at the 3-day divergence? Yeah, let's take a look at it. Let us take a look at the 3-day divergence. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, but there's hope. There's hope. And the reason I say that there's hope is because, if we do, like this thing might not print. This thing might not print. And what we could see is, something like this. We could. But, if we look historically, let's see. I guess this was kind of one too, right? Yeah, and then we had a big dump. We had a big dump. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I have to be honest. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I do think it's interesting though that we're not only are we forming a triangle with the price action, but we're forming a triangle with Market Cipher B too. That's really interesting. Door 3 Exhibits, just have to say how much I appreciate the way you walk us through Market Cipher. Appreciate you, Door 3 Exhibits. Thank you. Thank you. Devin Shoemaker. Oh, you did put the info in a message? All right. Cool. Yeah, sure thing, Alessandro. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. MMM wants to know, when do you include the wicks and not when you draw patterns? You know, it's like, oh, what's up, Copcon? I know who you is. It's really subjective, to be honest with you guys. Drawing these lines is subjective. What you want to do is really just combine the highs and the lows. And when I'm drawing trend lines, I always mix, right? If you are drawing support and resistance lines, obviously you want to, like, if you're pulling a fib, always make sure that you're doing from either wick to wick or body to body. But if you're just drawing these patterns, what you want to do is just making sure that you're containing most of the price action in here, right? Most of the price action. And yeah, most of that price action should be contained. Look at this 4-hour purple candle coming down. Len Holland, may God bless you. Yeah, it's looking a little dumpy, guys. All right, y'all. I'm going to have to head out of this Friday chill sesh. It's been an hour and 7 minutes, and I appreciate all of you guys being here. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Paulie, I'm glad that my videos give you peace of mind and confidence. Carlos, yeah, we can work Market Cipher on a bear market. It's just the opposite. Just the opposite of a bull market. Shout out to Grega ROJC. Blessings to you in Jesus' name. Yeah, guys, FOMO into the like button, like what our crypto journey says. You know, I don't know if you guys saw, but Tesla is buying up the Jason Crypto like button, and it's going to start accepting its payment. So if you guys like the video, you could go buy a Tesla. You could buy a Tesla. I've got a busy day, guys. Got a lot of work to do on the farm. So peace out, everybody, and may the Lord bless all of you.